Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Get Healthy program spring introduction. Tonight we're going to go through about 45 minutes of information, but before we even get started, let me just share with you who I am. For those of you who may be brand new on the call tonight or listening to the replay line, my name is Sheila Dancho. I've been in the health and wellness industry for 21 years and loving it. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people have better health. And over time, what I noticed by helping people with better health, their desire was to lose weight as part of that health desires to improve their health. So I had people using shakes and bars along with supplements, and they saw good results, but as soon as they went off the shakes and bars, they went back to their old eating habits. So I realized that weight loss is really a lifestyle change. To have optimal health with great energy in your ideal weight, it really does take a lifestyle change. So I've developed the Get Healthy program based on my years of knowledge, of training, certification, certified through Sanofi, which is an integrative medical facility. So I'm a Sanofi nutrition advisor, as well as I also have my Get Healthy, it's a Healthy for Life program by Dr. Ray Strand. I also went through my certification with him. So, and plus reading loads and loads and loads of books on health, wellness, and weight loss and how the body works. So that's a little bit of background about myself. I started 21 years in this industry, have helped lots of people, and I'm really excited to put this program together because I just designed this program in 5 different areas to help people facilitate those lifestyle changes. So really this is a 28-day program, and many people will go through the first 28 days and then they'll cycle through it again. So the 28 days, how does it all work? Well, for 28 days, we get together once a week. So a lot of the programs on the market that I've analyzed, they basically say, eat this, drink this shake, do these exercises, but they don't explain why. They don't give you the background about why should I eat this way? Or how does this shake work? How does this detoxify? They don't explain how the foods that they're recommending affect your body, your hormones, and what to do long term. They get you on the program, and then when the program's over, you go back to your old eating habits, gain it all back, and then have to go back in the program again. My goal is to, and has been when I designed this program, to teach you why the foods that you're currently eating have caused you to be the current unhealthy state you're in, and why you're probably way more than you like to weigh. And so we're going to talk about how foods really affect your body, and we're going to talk a lot about, I'm going to give you a lot of education on different hormones. So part 1 of this program is a lot of food education. So the first hormone we're going to talk about tonight is insulin, and insulin is our fat storage hormone. So for those of you who decide not to continue with the program, you're going to learn so much tonight, and my hope is that you'll actually walk away with a lot of good value and start improving your health. So food education is one of the different areas. I'm going to talk a lot about nutritional supplementation, how that's going to help you become healthy. And if you decide to start on the call, start on the program tonight, then what I'll do is we'll have a one-on-one phone call, and I'll design a nutritional supplementation system that's specific for your health needs based on my 21 years of experience. Also, we're going to talk about movement. Notice I don't say exercise, because I've worked with a lot of people like Dee Dee who've had a hard time moving due to hip problems, knee problems. And so we just want to talk about body movement and start from where your starting point is. I had one lady in the past who lost 70 pounds on the program, but when she first started, she could not walk around the block. So she just walked to the end of the street and back as a starting point. And we celebrated that because that was more than what she was doing before. And eventually she walked around the block, and eventually she walked further and further and further. And as time went on, as the weight, was released by her body, and as her energies improved and as she felt better, she continued to be more and more active. The fourth area we're going to talk about is loss support and accountability. This is group support is really important when you're starting to make a lifestyle change, and we provide so much support. We have from myself, from our secret Facebook group, and we also have accountability. I know a lot of times when you want to start, many of you say, oh, I've tried this, I tried starting on diets and I just can't stick with it. Well, if you have accountability coach who's kicking you in the butt, you have to be accountable every week, and you have to be accountable to yourself to start with. That's going to help so much. So I'm going to teach you how to be accountable to yourself and how to connect your mind to your body. And the fifth piece that we're going to deal with is emotional eating. And this is a huge piece because a lot of people know what they need to do, but why aren't they doing it? And a lot of times eating is just a symptom of a deeper problem. I'm just going to go into the audio and let's see if I can mute everyone. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm just going to go and mute all except for myself. Mute all, yes. Okay, so I just muted everyone because we're recording and there was some background noise. Right. I don't know how many of you are Dr. Oz fans, but I certainly am. And so Dr. Oz in 2010 launched his show, and he had talked about it. If people just lose 10 pounds, these are the benefits. So I like to say these are the benefits of the Get Healthy program, because I've had people lose anywhere from 10 pounds to 70 pounds. And so these are the benefits that you can expect. Now, let me know, what might be your health challenges. It'll help you lower your cholesterol, lower your blood pressure, reduce your risk for heart disease, reduce your risk for dementia. It's going to reduce risk for sleep apnea. I know a lot of people have trouble sleeping. It's going to reduce joint pain. And as Dee Dee said, her joints are feeling better, reduce risk for cancer, reduce risk for diabetes. I have a lot of people in the program that either are diabetic or are on their way to developing diabetes. So we're going to talk about the foods you're eating and why that will lead you to type 2 diabetes and how this can help. Improve sex life. I often say that's your exercise program. It allows you to take less medication. A lot of people have weaned themselves off medication like antidepressants. And the bonus, you're going to feel just so much better, because weight loss also improves. Weight loss is also proven to reduce depression. And we've had one person, Adeline. Now, Adeline would be on the call tonight, but she works for H&R Block, and tonight they're absolutely going berserk trying to get it all in. She's probably going to work till 3 o'clock in the morning. So she'll be on the call next week. But Adeline has been able to, she actually lost 42 pounds altogether. She's not quite at her goal weight, but she's well on her way. She's off all her medication, including her antidepressants. So this system really does work. Right, so why don't diets work? I love this picture of this guy looking at this lettuce and thinking, oh boy, this is not going to fill me up. Well, diets are a short-term solution for a long-term problem. They're imbalanced, and a lot of you have been on diets. And if I asked you, basically, what diets have you been on? So you've been probably on anything from the cabbage soup diet to Weight Watchers to Atkins, and they're just not balanced, and you can't stick with them long term. And the key problem, this is really, really important. So if you're taking notes, write this down. few tackle the core issue, which is insulin insensitivity. This is the problem. The underlying cause of obesity is insulin insensitivity. So my program really educates you a lot on what the heck insulin insensitivity is, why should you care, and when you reverse it, how your body's just going to naturally release fat. So one of the concepts I want to educate you on tonight, and again, take lots of notes, is the glycemic index by Dr. Jenkins. Dr. Jenkins in the 1980s developed a program to rate how quickly a carbohydrate will digest. Not all carbs are created the same. Some carbs are good for you and others are not so good. We want you to stay away from the high glycemic carbohydrates. So the high glycemic carbohydrates, if you look at this chart, are glucose, and the highest the rating is 100. It's from 0 to 100. So glucose, that would be pure glucose sugar, rice cakes, white rice, sushi rice, jasmine rice, all the rices, rice noodles are all high glycemic. Baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, whipped potatoes are all high glycemic. Bran flakes, any breakfast cereals, instant oatmeal, Cocoa Chums, Cheerios, Shreddies, high glycemic. White bread, even brown bread, high glycemic. Those Dempster breads, high glycemic. I will be talking about what type of bread you can use, what type of rice you can use later on in the program. We won't get into that tonight because there's not enough time. Table sugar is kind of right in the middle because table sugar has a molecule of glucose and fructose. So you want to stay away from all the high glycemic carbohydrates. So when you get started on the program, I'm going to recommend that you download an app on your phone and check the foods that you're going to be eating if they're high glycemic, moderate, or low. We want you to stay within the moderate and low. So the low ones are apples and legumes, those type, and vegetables. Vegetables are great, healthy carbohydrates. So when you eat these high glycemic carbohydrates, you're literally spiking your sugar levels in your blood faster than if you were eating table sugar. So just think about that a moment. If you have a bowl of breakfast cereal in front of you and you're, let's say it's Cheerios, that's going to spike your blood sugar faster than if that was a bowl of table sugar. Now, I'm not saying table sugar is healthier for you, but it's going to spike your blood sugar faster. Or think of a typical North American breakfast. So what do you typically have for breakfast? Well, you probably have a bagel or toast with orange juice and a coffee. You might have a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. All these white starchy carbohydrates are high glycemic. So 85 to 90% of the carbohydrates we consume in North America are high glycemic. Now, this is a really, really, really important graph. So really pay attention. And if you see my cursor, this is your blood glucose levels. This is time. When you eat a meal here in the morning, your breakfast. So think of your favorite breakfast. When you eat that bagel, and bagels generally are 3 servings of carbohydrates, they're going to send your blood sugar soaring. Now, your body wants to keep your blood sugar levels at a very normal consistency. So if you look at the cursor, see this little dotted line? That's the lowest that it wants blood sugar to be. So your body doesn't want the blood sugar levels to drop below that, and it doesn't want to go above where my cursor is right now. So it wants a very moderate level of sugar in your blood. Now your brain needs sugar to run on. So sugar is not the bad thing in your blood. It's when it's really high or really low. So when you eat that breakfast, it's going to, of that bagel or a piece of toast or healthy muffins or a donut, it's going to send your blood sugar soaring. When you have too much blood sugar, what's going to happen? It's like a fire running through your veins. It's going to burn holes in your veins, and then the body has to repair that with cholesterol. So what the body says is like, oh no, there's a 5-alarm fire. Ah! Then it says, pancreas, release insulin. Insulin comes running, takes all this sugar, transports it out of the blood. Oops, too far. Transports it out of the blood and goes to the muscle cells. If you haven't exercised for a while, the muscle cells will say, I'm full, go away. And then it's going to go to the fat cells. And the fat cells around the waistline are very accommodating, and they're going to gobble all that extra sugar in, and your fat cells on your waistline are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and your waistline is going to grow and grow and grow. And it's called middle-age spread, but it's not because of middle age, it's because it's because of the foods you're eating and your insulin levels are rising. Then what's going to happen, the blood sugar drops too low, you're going to be starving, and you're going to look probably for another high glycemic carbohydrate to eat. Let's say it's a muffin and 10 o'clock coffee. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to send the blood sugar soaring again, too high, the body has to release insulin to take it out, and goes too low. And you do this up and down yo-yo all day, and by 5 o'clock you come home, you're exhausted. You probably have maybe some Kraft dinner, pierogies, maybe some pasta with some chicken, and you eat that, you're exhausted, you plop on the couch and you're done. Maybe you'll have a glass of wine just to relax because you deserve it, and that's it. And you just don't have the energy to play with your kids, run after your grandkids, take the dog for a walk, because you're exhausted because of this up and down. So does that sound like what you've gone through in the past? Now, when you eat low glycemic, so let's say you start the day off with a healthy shake that you've made yourself, or maybe a vegetable omelet, what's going to happen is your body's going to digest that meal very slowly. It's going to slowly release the sugar in your blood. Your body's going to burn that sugar off as energy and not store it as fat, because you're not going to be spiking your sugar levels, which spikes your insulin. Then you have 3 hours later another healthy snack, let's say an apple and 6 almonds. That's going to slowly digest, and the sugar's levels are going to go slowly, and then you're going to burn it off as energy. So you won't be storing your food as fat, versus when you eat the high glycemic carbohydrates, they're being stored as fat. I hope that makes sense. So these are the foods that cause uncontrollable hunger. They are all our favorite high glycemic carbohydrates. There's my weakness, popcorn. There's also pretzels and crackers and cereals, and you could pick whatever is yours. Some people love pasta. Some people love bread. Some people love the chocolate. Either you're a salty, greasy kind of person, or you might be the sweet kind of person who loves their sweets, their candies, their chocolate, their cookies, their cakes. But these create carbohydrate addiction. It creates a bigger and bigger and bigger hunger. More you eat, more you want to eat of them. So again, insulin. So today we're going to be talking a lot about insulin. If you decide to enroll in the program, we're going to talk about other hormones like glucagon, which is your fat releasing hormone. We're going to be talking about stress hormone called cortisol, which leads into your thyroid. So all these, and your and progesterone and estrogen, all these hormones are tied together. But today we're just dealing with insulin. So today I want to share a lot with you, just to help you realize, if you're a guest on the call, that this is a very much knowledge-based program that you're going to learn so very, very much, which is going to help you become healthy for life. So insulin's our fat storage hormone, and what it does is transports the sugar out of our blood and into our cells. Now, what happens is the body becomes resistant to the insulin, and it, think of this cell, it basically creates a barrier, because it says, oh, we have so much already, so much sugar already, we don't want any more insulin. So they put up the barrier, and the body has to create more and more insulin to hammer in the sugar into the cells. So when that happens is that your insulin levels rise. And remember, insulin is your fat storage hormone. When your insulin levels rise, your body's going to store fat like a sponge holds onto water. It's going to literally tip over into abnormal metabolic state. And then all the food calories that you're eating will be driven to the fat cells of your abdomen instead of being burnt off as energy. So some of you who might be listening to this call, maybe this is the first time you've ever heard this information. And I encourage you to hear it over and over and over again to really understand it. And then when you start eating this way, you're really going to become in touch with how you feel, and you'll be able to feel if your sugar levels are too high or too low. You'll become really in tune with your body. And that's my goal, is for you to really connect your head to your body and become more sensitive to what's happening. So the good news is we can correct this. So what leads to obesity, inactivity, and insulin insensitivity? And it can be completely reversed. Now, for those of you who may have diabetes in your family or are diagnosed already, this graph I'm simply going to say is that when you are you have insulin sensitivity, it will eventually lead to type 2 diabetes. Because your pancreas eventually will get tired and not be able to keep up the insulin production. When that happens, your fasting plasma and glucose levels will rise and you will be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So if you're not there yet, great. If you are there, this program will help you control your sugar levels dramatically. I've had so many people who are diabetic and say, you know, my sugar levels, I just can't control them. They're out of control. Generally, it takes 1 week being on the program, and the glucose levels in the blood will be very controllable and will be normal. I've had so many people who are diabetic who wake up in the morning and they couldn't control their sugars. They're all over the place. And after a week being on the program, they're normal. So this program really works. Now, how do you know if your life's in danger? Well, 30% of Canadians are insulin resistant. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, you know, I don't know if I am. I think I'm pretty good. I might have a few pounds to lose. Well, if you're a woman and your waistline is over 34.5 inches, you're probably insulin resistant. It might be phase 1, 2, or 3, and phase 4 is type 2 diabetes. Or if you have elevated blood pressure or elevated triglycerides or elevated fasting glucose, or if your LDL, which is your good cholesterol, is low and your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, is up, chances are you are insulin resistant, or what we call metabolic syndrome. Or if you want to take a look at the body mass index, look at your height on the screen. Okay, so some of you are on a phone. So let me say, okay, the average woman in Canada is 5'4". So I'm just going to work with the average. The average woman, if your body mass index, it should be between 19 and 24. So if you're 5'4", the maximum weight for optimal health, we're not talking about how you're looking, if you look good or not, we're talking about to have optimal health, should be 140 pounds or less, between 110 and 140. Overweight's between 145 and 169, obese is between 175 and 227, and extremely obese is above that. So, but we can help. This program can help you focus and get moving towards your ideal body mass index. It's really hard on your own. I know so many of you have so bravely tried it on your own, and I applaud you for that. But you know, without just willpower, no support, no accountability, and no coaching, it's really difficult. So that's where this program's been developed, to educate you on food, exercise, supplementation, education, accountability, and that emotional eating piece. So I'm just going to give you one fundamental as a great bonus today, even if you don't join the program. Eat 5 times a day. I know Adeline, when she was eating once a day, usually in the evenings, I said, Adeline, you're going to start eating 5 times a day. And she looked at me like I had horns coming out of my head. She said, what? I don't have breakfast. I hate breakfast. I can't eat breakfast. I don't want to eat 5 times. I'm going to get fatter. I said, look, trust me, you're going to eat more often. You're going to be losing weight so fast. So she did. She's trusted me. She let me coach her, and she's ate 5 times a day. And, you know, now within 6 months, she's down 42 pounds, off all her meds, and is feeling fantastic. Every meal you're going to combine protein, carbs, and fats, and I'm going to educate you a lot on portion size and exactly how to combine them for every meal and snack. Protein is really important to have at every meal because it sends a signal to your brain that you're satisfied. It also helps increase your fat-releasing hormone called glucagon. We're going to talk about portion sizes. We're not calorie counting. We're not weighing. We're just using your hand to eyeball the sizes, and you're never going to go hungry. I don't want you hungry on this program. So you're going to say, I'm going to eat 5 times a day and not be hungry, and I'm going to be releasing fat. You bet. It works. Now, we're going to talk a lot about the foods you can't eat, but let's talk about the foods you can. One of the things I'm going to recommend is that you get the Meals and Minutes cookbook. This is an amazing cookbook. This is my favorite cookbook, and I do have them available. If you live in Manitoba, they're available to be purchased for $25 a cookbook. With that's taxes and shipping, everything included. Now, if you are away from where I live, you can order this online. Just Google low glycemic meals and minutes. You can order a cookbook, have it shipped to you. They also have a great shopping channel, shopping video. Also, you can get this electronically, like an ebook that you can have immediately downloaded to your computer that you can start using. All right, so where do we go from here? I want to make this super easy and simple for you. So I'm going to recommend shakes and bars to help you get started in the 28 days. Plus, you're going to make one meal and one snack from the cookbook. Why do I recommend shakes? Because they're super easy to do. You whip them up. You can make them the night before. You could grab one for breakfast. You can grab one for lunch. Even super crazy busy people who have kids and jobs and activities can drink a shake and eat a bar. I love the USONA foods because they are all gluten-free. 40% of the population have a gluten problem. They're non-GMO. They have high-quality protein. Every shake has 18 grams of protein, and that constitutes a meal. They're ultra low glycemic. They have no sugar added at all. They use stevia. They have healthy, super healthy fat called coconut fat, coconut oil. Excellent source of fiber. Each shake's only 160 calories, and you can start with what protein you like. So My Smart Shake, you can start with a soy, a plant, or a whey shake. So a lot of people say, I can't use soy, I don't want to use soy. Great, you can use a vegan formula called plant, or the way I mix them up and use all three. So you pick your shake that you want. They are flavorless, so you could add kale, you could add spinach, you could add whatever fruit you want, or you could add a flavor pack. USONA has 8 flavor packs that you can pick from. So you could add your favorite flavor pack. So I want you to drink 2 shakes a day, generally one for breakfast and one for lunch. To make it super easy, you can make it the night before. You can add some chia seeds. We're going to talk a lot about great shakes, healthy shakes, different shake combinations. If I go to the gym, like this morning I did a 4-mile run, I added a little more protein, and they have a pure protein, and 1 scoop's another 10 grams. So I added an extra scoop of protein to keep me satisfied longer. The bars, I love the bars. The bars are super convenient. I have them in my purse. I have them in my car all the time. Again, only 150 calories, about 10 grams of protein. They're a great healthy snack. And I don't know about you, but I love chocolate. So if you feel like having that chocolate bar at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I have one of the My Smart Bar dark chocolate. It's super delicious. It's hard to believe it's sugar-free, and it satisfies that chocolate craving that I have pretty often. Now, for those of you who want to make it really, really easy and convenient, you could start with a My Smart Start. This is a kit, and it's basically everything you need for the first week. So if you're not sure if you want to do the whole program, but just want to test it out for a week, this is a great option. It's a low-cost option. In the box, you get 14 individual servings of the protein shake mix, My Smart Shakes. You get 10 of the bars, all 3 different flavors. You get your vitamins for morning and evening, a program guide, and a bracelet to remind you to follow the program. So it's a great way to start. So now I know a lot of you want to lose another 10 pounds or 20 pounds. Some of you have maybe 40 or more. I'm going to recommend that you really stick with the program for the first 28 days by having 2 shakes a day and 1 bar, and then making your own healthy low glycemic meal and low glycemic snack following the cookbook, and avoid all high glycemic foods that first month. We don't want you going hungry, but we want you detoxifying. That's the other thing. The USANA products are all toxin-free. No pesticides, no herbicides, so you don't have to worry so much about, oh, I have to buy organic, where can I find it? We want to give your body a break from digesting heavy food so it can heal, regenerate, and release the fat. Once you hit your goal weight, then you go into the maintain, which is 1 shake a day and 1 bar. That's basically what I do. I've done that for years to maintain. I like having it for breakfast. I get back from the gym. I have my recovery, my smart shake, and it refuels me and I'm ready to go for the day. And then I eat 2 healthy low glycemic meals and have 1 healthy low glycemic snack. And occasionally to maintain, I'll have some wild rice, maybe whole wheat pasta. I'll have sprouted wheat bread, some of those low glycemic starchy carbs, and I add them back, but I'm very sensitive to how they're affecting my body and how it's affecting my weight. So that's lots on food tonight. I hope you took great notes. Exercise, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. That's going to be in the rest of the program, but we have a certified personal trainer on board, Kelsey Schick, who's going to help you if you want to have a 30-minute consultation with her. She could set up a program for you, and also she can come to your house and train you. But we're going to talk about exercise, the 3 different areas: aerobic, resistance training, and flexibility further on in the following weeks. I want to talk about nutritional supplements. How many of you take nutritional supplements? I bet you a lot of you. You're probably using some vitamin D, maybe some calcium, maybe some vitamin B. And that's good. I applaud you for using some of the vitamins. Now, because our bodies are subjected to oxidation. The easiest way for me to explain that, think of an apple. You're in the kitchen, you cut an apple in half, you leave the apple exposed to the air. What happens? It turns brown, oxidative damage. Well, if you look at the cells in this picture, they look healthy. After you eat a high glycemic, fast food, greasy, saturated fat meal, what's going to happen are the cells in your body are going to be attacked by free radicals, and they're going to clump together. If you take your antioxidants, particularly your USANA antioxidants, with that meal, they're going to protect your cells from excessive damage. So if you take that apple, you cut it in half, you leave it exposed to the air, what happens? It turns brown. If you squeeze some fresh lemon juice on that apple, what happens? The apple stays white. Lemon juice has vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. It slows down the oxidative damage and it stays white. So what's happening is we're turning brown and resting inside. When we take our antioxidants, we're protecting our cells from excessive damage. We're protecting it from oxidizing. And what causes this oxidation isn't just poor food choices, but it's stress, anxiety, pollution, secondhand smoke, electromagnetic smog from our phones, from the waves in the air, maybe radiation from the sun. We were out on the weekend and my girls forgot to put some sunscreen on their face and they got quite pink. But I was wearing my Sensei protective, daytime protective emulsion, and my face did not sunburn because that's an SPF of 15 in it. So my question to you, are your cells receiving the nutrients they need to fight free radicals? Well, if we lived in Costa Rica and ate fresh fruit all day that was sun ripened, we probably wouldn't need supplements. You know, we just chilled out, no stress, ate really healthy vegetables, fresh, probably not. But we live, most of us, in Canada, and in wintertime our fruits and vegetables come from a faraway place, picked green, gas to ripen, gas to not ripen, and they don't have the nutrients they should. So, is supplementation a solution? For ideal health, absolutely. And I've seen so many people in 21 years, when they start on an excellent supplement, their body just rejuvenates. It's like, think of a plant. You know, sometimes your plants are looking kind of sickly and they need a little more water, and then you give it a shot of fertilizer and the plant, whoop, just starts growing and looks great. Well, that's what your body needs. It needs a shot of fertilizer. So it needs supplements, it needs the micronutrients. But the problem is most supplements on the market fall far short of meeting the nutritional needs of body cells. And that's a quote from Dr. Wentz. So if you look at the picture down below, Dr. Wentz, the white-haired gentleman, he started USANA 25 years ago because he could not find a good quality supplement. So he created USANA supplements, and this is an upgraded version of what he originally created based on his 20 years of working with 20 billion cells in his lab when he owned Gull Laboratories. So these two bottles, and the reason why I want to talk to you, because this is part of the program, is to be on an excellent multivitamin mineral product. So these two bottles, their core minerals and their vitamins and antioxidants together provide over 50 nutrients at the optimal levels to give your body what it needs. 6 of the ingredients in there will make your body more sensitive to insulin. When your body's more sensitive to insulin, it needs to produce less insulin. And when your insulin levels go down, what happens? Your body releases fat. So we want your body to release fat, right? Right. So when you take the Cell Essentials, it's going to nourish your cells from the outside. It's also going to protect your cells from the outside and inside of the cell. And it's going to give your body what it needs to renew the engine of the cell. So the engine of the cell is called the mitochondria. Think of an engine in a car. When the car gets old, the engine gets old, the engine doesn't run well, doesn't produce energy, and creates a lot of exhaust. Well, when you have a cell, the engine of the cell, when it becomes old, it doesn't produce that much energy and produces a lot of car exhaust or free radicals. By renewing the engine of your cells, it's going to create your cells, each and every cell in your body is going to produce more energy and create less free radicals. So what's going to happen? It'll actually reverse aging. When this product was created by our scientists, and we just launched it this summer in August, they did testing. There's the test to determine if a product will actually extend life on worms, specific kind of special worm. These worms generally only live 9 days in the lab, but by giving them the Essentials, the worms live 12 days, went from 9 days to 12 days because of the essential ingredients, particularly in the intelligence complex, which communicates the cells. So that means it extended the life 30%. So USANA has registered a patent that this product that you're looking at on the screen is life extending. So think about it. If worms can live 30% longer, how much better quality of life will it give us? This is truly revolutionary and anti-aging. Then there's support and accountability. We're going to have, these are the dates of the webinars. We're going to have Monday night webinars at 8 o'clock. I'm going to provide loads of information, loads of support. Most calls are going to be more interactive than tonight. Tonight's kind of just providing you with the information to get started. We're going to have weekly weigh-ins. We're going to celebrate people who lost weight. We're going to celebrate the winners. We're going to have a grand prize winner for the contest that's going to earn $50 of prizes. You will receive a lifestyle journal. So this is a journal that you're going to be filling out, loaded with great new shake. I've upgraded the shake recipes, put some of my favorite recipes in there as well. There's going to be regular coaching, text messages from me. There's that secret Facebook group. And you'll also be receiving a Get Healthy video tip of the day. So I've recorded 2 to 3 minute videos that you'll receive the video every day, just to help you really cement in these principles. So, and then we have the emotional eating piece of it. Now, let me see. Jackie, I'm going to unmute you, and
hey,
there you are.
Here I am. Woohoo! Hi.
Hi.
Hey, hi everyone. I know you've got the phones muted, so I know you're all whispering hi to me. So wonderful to be on the call, Sheila. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love these calls. I really love this program, and I think Wow. First of all, kudos for coming on to the call this evening, because even just showing up to this training webinar says a lot about how dedicated you are to getting healthy. And I've been on this program now for nearly a year. So quickly, my story is that I wanted to lose that last 15 pounds. For me, it was, 15 pounds right in the middle, right where it kind of snuck on. I heard you say earlier, Sheila, about, tuning out of your body. And there were a couple of stressful years there in my business. And I was so focused on my business, I wasn't paying attention to my body. And those pounds just kept on creeping on. So it took me a couple of months. Those last few pounds sometimes take a little longer. They're most stubborn ones. And I'm really happy to say that I reached my goal weight after about 2.5 months. And so my husband as well went on the program, and we're both in the maintenance stage. Sometimes we enjoy a little bit of the sprouted bread, but rarely do we ever crave any of those foods we used to crave. So that's nice, because like you said, the hormones are more balanced. And I really truly believe that when we are giving our bodies and our brains what it needs, it will start to make more wiser choices. And so it knows not to give me cravings for chocolates. And I'm not a big chocolate eater, but some of the other things I used to eat a lot of, as it's really well aware that if I do that, I could very easily spiral back down into that stage of, emotional eating, which is what was happening to me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about emotional eating this evening.
Okay.
And I'm conscious of the time. And I know that the people that are on the call tonight are going to sign up to the program. Some of the people on the call are already on the program. So I'm going to introduce a task for the group to do. And then next week when we get together, we will have a bit of more time and we'll do a group activity. So between now and next Monday, this is what I want the group to do. Well, first of all, actually, let me explain what it's about. So what I discovered for myself when I was making those poor choices of eating foods that weren't healthy for me was I was trying to suppress something I was feeling. At that time, for me, it was stress. Other people might say it's, feeling sad or feeling angry, or it could even be a reward for, we're happy, we eat. We're sad, we eat.
There's always good reasons to eat, right?
Yeah, and so something happens typically in the external environment that sets up this feeling. With me, it would be sitting down at my computer for hours and hours, and all of a sudden, I'm feeling so stressed from the work that I'm doing. So my stress would lead me to get up, but then I wouldn't have a plan. So I would just wander into the kitchen and I would start picking away at foods that weren't healthy, and I was wanting something maybe a little more quicker. So, went to the cookies, went to the crackers, all the foods that are just totally off my radar now. That's what was happening, and I think people on the phone on the call can relate. What I was not paying attention to was the consequences of those choices. Now, everyone on the call wants to be healthy, and I'm guessing that at some point in your life you were healthier than you are now, maybe in your younger years, and possibly had more energy. Maybe you were sleeping better. So you have a reference point for what it is that you're wanting to improve on now. So what I want you to do, here's the task. I want you to take some time in the next 7 days. This is a gift to yourself, by the way. So give yourself maybe about 30 minutes. The weekend's coming up, so it might be first thing in the morning that you pour yourself your tea or coffee, find a quiet space, maybe get up before the family. And I like to use either a piece of paper. I use paper, just single paper a lot. If I'm in a pinch, I don't make anything to do about it. Or you might want to use a really favorite journal. you know? So whatever you get, fired up about when you're writing things down, because I think that's a really kinesthetic part of the process. So get something to write on, maybe put some music on. And I want you to think about and imagine the person that you want to be. Is it that you want to have more energy? Is it that you want to improve your skin tone? Is it that you want to be more relaxed? Is it that you want to lose some weight? And where do you want to maybe lose that in your body? You might have certain areas that you'd like to work on more than others. And think about that time from your past where you were that, where you had more energy, where you made better choices of what you were going to eat. I remember back in my 20s, I was so disciplined. Oh my gosh. And then I met my husband, and he kind of has this Oreo cookie thing going on. Hey, I heard that Dad's cookies are no longer in production. Like, I almost want to celebrate, but
Wow.
yeah, Dad's cookies are gone from the planet.
That's unbelievable, because they were there ever since I was a kid.
And the neat thing was when you dunked them in your tea or your coffee or your milk, they didn't fall apart, right?
Right.
Anyway, those were the little luxuries that we would start to indulge in, and a little bit more and a little bit more. But I have a reference when I was really careful about what I was eating. A lot of it had to do with wanting to get pregnant and having my son, and I was more active and I was involved in sports. So whatever it was for you, okay? So I want you to recall a time in your past where you were either more healthy, more energized, sleeping better, more relaxed, making other, healthier choices. And this means that I want you to, you've got your pen and your paper, so set that down wherever you're going to be during this week coming up. And really sink into the seat that you're in. Close your eyes, really let yourself just close your eyes and take some breaths. I've heard people say take 3. I want you to take 4, maybe 5, maybe 10 to really get deeply into your body. And then I work a lot with the unconscious, as you know, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to really say to yourself, unconscious, which is this other part of you, or whatever words you use, inner guide is another word, your deeper self. However you want to, access that part of you, that deeper, knowing, more wise part of yourself. And I want you to ask yourself to bring forth a memory that is very vivid, that is very descriptive. Maybe you're hearing some sounds with that memory, where you really feel that younger, more healthier, energized person that you want to be. And once you get that image, just let it really resonate for you. Let it fully form. It might go away and come back, and it kind of has this sort of little bit of a dance that happens. And let that happen for as much time as you like. I don't know how much time you have. If you only have 10 minutes, then obviously it's going to be a little quicker. And if you have more time, really indulge in this exercise. It's so key. And then notice what you notice about yourself, of that younger you. You might see a different shape. You might see a different voice. You might see a different posture. I'm always trying to watch my posture. I have a video now so I can kind of check it. But think about those, notice those things as you're seeing this younger self. Then, when you notice a feature, I want you to write it down. You might notice 2, so you make a few notes. Oh, back then I really noticed I had a lot more, my posture was much more straight and my body was more firm. So you're going to write some notes. Do that, maybe 5, 6, 7 notes, whatever the amount is, good. Then, if you're inclined, you can even draw a picture of yourself. You could, if you have music on, you could incorporate the music into it. Some people sing. I found out from someone today that they actually are a very good singer and they don't really tell anyone. So maybe you're a closet singer. Maybe you want to, sing to this and add some music in or move around. Really start to access all of your sensory systems to really draw out that representation for your younger self, the self that you want kind of lost connection with and that you want to work towards going forward. Okay?
What about finding a
And
picture?
that's
Jackie, what
it
about if they
the
found a
rest of it
picture?
when we get back together again. So we will, I'm thinking Sheila will have some time to, go ahead.
And so what about if they find a picture of their younger self, like a photograph?
That would be good too. That would be good too. Yes. To have a picture and, you know, closing your eyes as you look at the photo. Because what we want to do is we want you to get feeling how you felt when you were younger as well. So a lot of people really stay in their visual system. But yes, definitely a photo of yourself. That's a great idea. Yeah. And that's really all you've got to do. And then bring that with you next Monday.
So this is almost, would it be like a meditation that they lead themselves through?
Yeah, it's like a self-meditation. It's going to be the first step of a process that I'm going to walk you through next Monday so that you can start to anchor and embody the person that you want to be. And then well, I'll walk you through the process next week. I don't want to.
Okay, that sounds good. That's enough.
Yeah.
Could you document that in like in a short email, and I can send it out to the group?
Sure.
That
Yeah, I
would be
will do. I'll do a short email with the steps.
great.
Okay. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Jackie has lots of exercises that she's going to lead you through to help you in this area. And if you want to go more in depth, she's certainly available to provide additional coaching. I've actually went through 3 of her training courses this winter, and it has made a substantial shift in me internally. And that's a whole different topic, but it definitely has been well worth it. Let's talk about some testimonies. Kim wasn't able to be on the call tonight, but Kim, look at this before and after. Wow, she's lost 38 pounds since starting on the program, and she has brought balance back into her life. The program has brought her physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually back. And she wanted me to include the medicine wheel, and this really has helped her. Oops. Trying to get to the next slide. Oops, darn it. Sorry. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Wendy Terry has, she went from a size 9 to size 3 in 6 short months, and she basically said this is the simplest program she's ever done. This is my husband, Gary. He lost 50 pounds in 4 months following the program, and he really cleaned up his eating and had way more energy, and his blood pressure came down. He's no longer insulin resistant. His liver enzymes were normal after 30 years of not being normal. He was sleeping better. He had more energy, and he just did fantastic. Sorry, I'm having a little computer problems here. Okay. Dee Dee, let me see if Dee Dee's on the line. I'm going to unmute everyone. Where is Dee Dee? Okay. Dee Dee, I'm going to unmute you.
There we go.
Yeah, so Dee Dee, you want to share your story with us?
Certainly, I would love to. My story is in terms of the Get Healthy program. Actually started about 10 years ago, and I was at that time just finishing chemo for Hodgkin's lymphoma, and had been told by the doctors I needed to eat. I was waging war, and I couldn't believe it. I gained so much weight, and I spent many years really wishing I could find some sort of research-based program that would just be able to help what I was sure just inside myself was that my cortisol levels had been affected. But finding time to do that research to find out who was above board, who was based in reality, and all of that was overwhelming. Through great fortune, a friend of mine who lives in Beausejour connected me with Sheila. And in November, I started the Get Healthy program because it just really sounded like it had the criteria I was looking for in a program. And over the last, what has it been now, Sheila? I guess almost 5 months. Wow. Yeah, just over 5 months.
I think you got started last fall.
Yeah, that's right. November 21st it was. It's a date I won't forget. But it's been, of course, a very busy time. Christmas was in there. My daughter visited. Since then, my daughter's had a baby. There's just been an amazing amount of stuff going on. Our goats have had babies. It's been just one busy thing after another. So I've been, start my video. All right, brace yourself. I have no idea where my camera is.
Hey, there you are.
Oh, at me. So I have been not 100% dedicated the way I was for that first month. That first month was really easy to completely give myself to the program, keeping up with the weekly calls, the Monday weigh-ins, the group that was participating for that session. And it made it huge to keep up with it week for week. And while I don't think I'm competitive, I really, really am. So it was also just that whole piece of wanting to, be the winner each week. So that accountability
piece. It's supposed to
really
work that way. It's supposed to motivate you to stick with it.
Well, it did. And so in the 4.5 months now, I've lost 21 pounds total. In that time, I have only gained 1 pound back, which was at Christmas, which only 1 pound over Christmas is amazing. And so it's not that I'm down 21, but originally I'd been down, 40 and I've gained 19 back or anything. It has been losing and then that ability to maintain. And that just is a great gift. And I feel like when I am ready, which I keep hoping is now, to be calm and just on enough of a routine again to be able to be invested on a continual basis, that I'll be able to go that next 10 pounds that will take me to my goal. And I do believe, though, with every fiber of my body, that I will be able to maintain it afterwards. But I jotted a few notes down because I really wanted to make mention of some of the things that I think were, as well as the weight loss and maintaining it, some of my huge areas of pride and like personal achievement with it all is one that I wrote is that I enjoyed better oral health, as noted by my hygienist too, not just my own personal observation. My digestion and bowel movements too, but overall the whole feeling is much more clean and just like a machine that's working properly, and that is a great way to live every day. Also, much better skin than I've had for a long time. Another huge one is, we did talk quickly earlier in the program about the emotional eating. And just today, it's month end again. I need huge wheelbarrowfuls of Miss Vicky's potato chips time of month. And I thought about it. I was in town. I was driving by the gas station where I found that they sell just the small bags, so I don't have to have huge guilt because it's not a huge bag. And I was going to go there, and I just could feel that whole positive reinforcement. I don't need all of the physical steps anymore. I just can find that feeling inside myself to resist those cravings, and binge eating over something as silly as not having my work orders in yet, and it's already into May. And then another item I wanted to share is that I had mentioned earlier at the start before we were recording that I just had a cortisone shot in my hip, and that is something that I think has been a condition that I've been dealing with since I was 18. But one thing that has come with my involvement in the program is a real increase in my dedication to fully addressing all of my musculoskeletal pain issues. And I'm just feel so much more invested and ready to tackle each obstacle. Great. Rather than just throwing in the towel. Oh, that hurts. I better just sit around for a week and really reduce my activity. And so while I do reduce the activity because things hurt, I have had moments, and I believe with all of my heart that it is to do with the cell essentials and the low GI and just the joint benefits of both of those things, that I know that I'm getting better, and I know I need to back off to work within my limits. But rather than just stay with whatever my limits are because I think that they're depleting quickly, I am so encouraged to treat and try and solve each of these hurdles. And that all comes from just the feelings of being more vital, and just that real awareness that when I am feeling good, I want to just develop that and grow it, and always reminding myself that I'm only just about to turn 47. I'm a new grandma, and I've got a whole lot of life left to live. So
absolutely,
I can't say enough. It's affected every part. And I know one thing I forgot to mention, to just go back, but not to diminish at all what was going to be my little closing bit. But another thing is, my family is very supportive of me, but they're not ready to buy in and take on the low GI diet, which I've known for years I really needed to do. And I just wanted to put it out there because it was a bit of a concern to me. It is very easy to create my food on a weekly basis, that I just add my portions to my plate, and it's not something that needs to be an invasive addition to the whole family's sort of daily life. It's just a beautiful program, and if anybody does join, I just wish you all the best, that it has the same effects for you as it did for me.
Thank you, Dee Dee. I love, really, your story is a story of empowerment, and I didn't realize that it has given you so many other benefits. That's really wonderful. It's really empowering you to become better and healthier. So thanks for coming aboard for the next round, and this round will probably get you right to that goal weight that you want. So that's excellent. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I love the point about that you're able to do it with the family, because that's a lot of people's concern. If my family doesn't support me, can I still do it? Absolutely. And chances are they are probably slowly making some changes because of your changes. That's great.
Oh, definitely.
So let's just take a look at, there. Adeline's not on the call today, but this is a before and after picture of her after 4 months, where she had lost 30 pounds and now she's down 42 pounds. So she'll be on the call next week, and she just, look at that smile. I just love that smile of Adeline's. It's really given her life back. So to summarize, what do you get with the Get Healthy program? Well, we're going to have at least another 4, probably 5 1.5 hour calls of coaching, training, and mentorship. There'll be lots of guidance from myself, from Jackie, and some of the other people, the coaches. There's going to be weekly accountability. So we're going to start basically today. If you haven't, if you are in the program again, step on the scale, send me your weight. If you're still kind of undecided and have some questions, I could talk to you after. And then once you decide, step on the scale, send me your weight. And I don't let anybody know what your weights are, but we're just going to, for the competition, we're going to recognize people's achievements. As Dee Dee said, it helped her stay focused, stayed a little bit competitive so that she stuck with it. And after June 5th will be our final weigh-in, and there'll be a person who will be the grand prize winner. And we're going to work on the greatest percentage of body weight lost. And you will receive a beautiful Get Healthy Home book from me, as well as a $25 gift certificate for Tim Hortons. So it's a $50 value prize. There's weekly accountability. There's daily videos. You're going to receive a journal. I have updated the journal with Amanda's help. We have new shakes. We have some recipes. We're always enhancing the journal. It's becoming better and better journal and guide. There's going to be a free fitness coaching session. There's going to be a free 30-minute coaching call with Jackie. So that's all part of the 28-day program. The value is well over $500 for just the coaching pieces, and I only charge $50. $50 for creating the program, keeping the program going, enhancing the program, and that's a one-time fee. So if you've already paid it from maybe last summer or last fall, you're grandfathered in. If you are brand new, it's a one-time fee, and just send me a text message saying, hey, I'm ready to get started, or I need to get some questions answered. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. But that $50 fee gets you the journal and gets you all the support that we've outlined so far. Great value. So basically, we're giving away all the mentoring and coaching because I'm very passionate about USANA's products. I've used them for 21 years. I have had people follow the low glycemic eating without the shakes and bars and nutritional supplements and have not had the same health success. Some of them have lost weight, but they did not have the same vitality. They didn't have the energy, the mental clarity, and the regeneration that they would have if they used the USANA shakes. So the bigger cost of the program is ordering enough shakes to have 2 shakes a day for the next 28 days and 1 bar a day, and your nutritional supplements. So for the USANA My Smart Foods for the next 28 days would be a Smart Kit, 3 bags of 3 bags of My Smart Shakes, 4 boxes of the flavor packs, 1 to 2 boxes of bars, the Cell Essentials, and Biomega. Biomega is an essential fatty acid. It's omega-3's essential oil. And your body needs the omega-3s for anti-inflammatory property, and omega-3s are anti-inflammatory, so we need that while we're losing weight. It helps us release the bad fats. It gives us mental clarity. So this is the program. Now, if you have other health issues, digestive problems, we have a lot of digestive products. Liver, we have a liver support product that really helps during the detoxification stage of this, which is the first 28 days. So I will customize a program for you when you're ready to get started, to place that order. When you order your USANA products, you pay USANA directly. The products are shipped directly to you, and you'll have them a week after you order them. So these 2 women are approximately the same age, which, one on the left is a nursing home, one on the right is cruise ship. So which life are you designing, the nursing home or the cruise ship? Personally, I'm looking forward to the cruise ship and not the nursing home. And I'm here to share all my words of wisdom with you so that you too will have a wonderful experience of great health as we march on in life. So with that, I'm going to actually open it up. Let me just stop the recording.